Morning in the Foothills is one of my earlier paintings. It was part of a group of paintings I did that would represent some of the animals that the Lewis and Clark expedition would come across. Um, it's a good example of a lot of my earlier work, and actually I still do quite a bit of this. I call it wildlife portraiture. In other words, rather than being a landscape with a animal in the landscape, the painting is really a portrait of the animal. It's all about the animal. The idea is to create a three-dimensional visual impression of the animal in such a way that it almost feels like it's come into the room with you, working life-size or close to it where possible. This is a great example of that. And so here the bison is really featured front and center to really create a real sense of presence. Interestingly, sometimes you work on a painting and you just work on it. I mean, you try your best. You know what what you're trying to accomplish, what your objectives are. In this particular painting, I was working on the nose, and I don't really know what I did, but all of a sudden, that nose just came right off the canvas, and immediately I thought to myself, I don't know what you did, but don't touch it. Sometimes things just work, and that's really true of this painting. It's the nose, the breath, the three dimensionality of it. Actually, as I was painting the tussled fur that you see around the shoulders of the bison. I tried all kinds of things to try to get that to look correctly. I will even tell you that I used a Brillo pad, a Brillo pad, sort of a scrub brush that you use for washing dishes at one point to try to create that texture. So again, sometimes you just work at things until you get the effect that you want, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it worked beautifully, and I love this painting.